Welcome to the third and final module of ILST, Leadership and Teamwork. As you can see, or you're about to see, your senior patrol leader and scoutmaster have set out a tray of cookies. Please go ahead at any point throughout this module, come up, and you may have 2 cookies. Okay. Let's begin. What do we mean by team? The word team applies to any group working together on a common goal. It can be a temporary group that meets once a week to solve a particular problem, or it can be a permanent group. In scouting, the term team could be the Patrol Leaders Council, a group of backpackers, or an entire troop. Just because we call something a team does not mean that the group functions efficiently as a team. Some individuals may be pulling in different directions, communicating poorly, or treating each other badly. A high-performing team works well, energizes and supports all of the team members, and produces highly effective results. A team working poorly is a source of stress and tension, and productivity suffers from the lack of cooperation. Whether in sports, in the troop, or in life, teamwork is a common factor in effort and human interactivity. So, what is a team? There can be permanent teams like that at an office. You have your manager and your employees. The people might change, but the team is fairly permanent. Then you could have a temporary team. Like maybe a new committee in the city council is formed to solve the problem of the roads. Teams don't have to last forever, but we want them to work well. What makes a team of people stronger or different than simply a group of people? A team works towards a common goal. All members work together for a common purpose and also for the betterment and advancement of each member. A high-performing team works well, energizes and supports all its team members, and produces highly effective results. Highly effective. So, what are some characteristics of a team? So, first of all, we have a common purpose. A team is a group of interdependent people who cooperate and achieve exceptional results. They have a common purpose for which they are all accountable. The goal must be clear to all. Members feel a common purpose. Their personal goals are linked to the team. It's a win-win scenario. If I benefit, you benefit. Interdependence. A team cannot be successful unless all members of the team are truly successful in their roles. If one person is failing, the entire team is failing. That's period. Appropriate roles, structure, and processes. People know their roles and boundaries and the value to the team. Decisions are agreed upon and supported. Feedback is timely and useful. Communication channels are open. It's not a free-for-all. It is not an authoritarianship. One person is in charge, but everybody has a voice. Leadership and competence. Members have the necessary technical and interpersonal skills to accomplish their tasks and work together. The team has the leadership and support it needs to be successful. Team climate. The team environment is open and collaborative. People show respect and trust for one another, and they value different opinions. There is a genuine interest in gaining agreement. Performance standards. The team sets high standards and monitors itself for continuous improvement. Team members critique their own performance and decisions against a high standard. Clarity and understanding of boundaries. The team has a clear understanding of its task and limits the scope for accomplishing the task. The vision for accomplishing the goals of the team and the methods to be used are understood by all. So now we're going to talk about stages of team development and leading edge. Skill level. Generally, the skill level of a team starts low and increases as the team grows together and gets better at working as a team. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm usually starts out high but then can take a sudden dip. Then as the team members explore their differences and align their expectations with reality, the team begins to achieve results and enthusiasm begins to rise again. Ultimately, both enthusiasm and skill level are high as the team becomes a high-performing team. So now we have to talk about the stages of team development. There are 4 main stages and a 5th one, which we call the forbidden stage. The first stage is forming. Starting out, your skills are generally low, but your enthusiasm is high. You're excited to get starting. And then we go on to storming. You're becoming discouraged. People are arguing. We don't really have a clear leader, or we do and they're not doing their job. Our skills and enthusiasm are both low. Then we start to begin the norming phase. We're making progress. We're starting to become efficient. Our skills are rising, so is our performance, and therefore our enthusiasm is rising. Finally, we get to performing. Finding success. You're the most efficient team. You're doing everything right, better than everyone else. Your skills and enthusiasm are high. The 5th stage is disbanding. It doesn't rhyme, but most teams have a point where they have to dissolve. And yeah, that's just kind of the end of the team. Then there's leading edge and leadership. How can a leader help the team? Now we know what stages we as individuals go through, and we see that they are similar to the stages that teams will go through as they come together. What can a leader do to help the team or individual team members through the stages? The leading edge enables a leader to help team members learn and grow as they strive towards a goal. The 4 stages are the same as teaching edge. The scouts are already used: explain, demonstrate, guide, and enable. We can connect the pieces of edge to the stages of team development. When you're forming, things have to be explained to you quite a bit, and you're not really doing anything. When you're at the storming, you kind of need a demonstration from a higher performing group. And then as you get to norming, you can get it mostly on your own, but you need some guidance. And then you're enabled and you're performing, and that is the highest stage of team development. So here are some things to think about. When the team or person is just starting out, what leadership method would help the team best? When you're in that forming and storming stage, really, having a light dictatorship will help you, because then you can make sure that people will work together and that they're actually doing something to progress the group forward. But what's next? Once the team or person starts becoming discouraged, how can a leader change styles to help? Maybe instead of going, oh, clean the toilets, let's start washing your dishes. Maybe it'll be like, hey, how about I help you and I will go scrub some toilets and clean dishes with you. Then the team starts to gel, working hard to get together and getting a sense of accomplishment. What style can a leader use in this stage? So at this point, a leader can move more into servant leadership, which I'm sure you have talked about already. And we'll be like, yeah, I'm going to help you with this, but remember, I am on a level above you, so I'm your friend, but I'm a leader first. In the final stage, skills and enthusiasm are high. As the team becomes a high-performing team and finds success together, what style can the leader use? At this point, it's really up to the leader. If at this point you have still been having a dictatorship, maybe back off a little. Maybe keep it up if you start to fall back a stage. Maybe be a servant leader, maybe be an explainer. Maybe just kind of let them do their own thing. And remember, when you're in these stages, you can jump from one to another. You don't have to go through all four. You can go backwards through the stages if it happens to be that way. So let's explain forming. When the team is starting out, skills are low and enthusiasm is high. A leader can use the explain method to assist the team. The same is true for an individual learning a new skill. Often, the best way a leader can help the team through the first stage is by explaining what a group needs to get done and helping get every team member on the same page. Let's demonstrate storming. In the second stage, the team's productivity is still low, but hopefully on the rise. And morale can also drop as team members realize what must be done and with whom. The stage is often filled with tensions, conflict, and power struggles. As a team starts to come together in the second stage and starts to become discouraged, as they understand the needed tasks, a leader can shift into demonstrating, showing the team how to do it, and the needed tasks and where they are headed. Usually a team will get through these early stages quickly. An effective leader can help the team move through more quickly and with less distress. A leader's team building skills can have a significant impact. Now let's guide norming. In the next stage, the team is making good progress and there is an upswing of both attitude and accomplishment. Everyone gets moving and in the right direction, but sometimes there are some grumblings or interpersonal challenges among the team members. With skills and enthusiasm on the upswing in this stage, the leader can start shifting into the guiding mode, coaching the team and the team members in taking charge of the effort. Preforming, let's enable it. In the last stage, the team finds success together. A leader can shift to an enable style. There are a lot of smooth flowing interactions and the team is achieving its goals. It's time to let go and enable the team to function on its own, make it a smooth transition, and help them see their success. Recognizing the various stages enables the leader to use appropriate leadership styles to smooth the progress of a team as it evolves. With a greater understanding of both individual and team development, Scout leaders can apply the best leading edge skills at the right time to develop their teams. We can modify how we lead the team based upon the stage of development it is in. Different teams may proceed through different stages at different speeds. A stage can last for a moment or a month, or it can be skipped instantaneously forward or backward. A team can go backward if its members quit and or new members join, or if it takes on new tasks with which the members are not familiar. Teams don't start as effective high-performance teams. They grow as they come together as a team. A new leader changes the dynamics of pre-existing teams, such as when a new group of troop leaders steps in, the new leadership team, as it ramps up, will want to pay close attention to what stage the troop is in. Now we have to come to a point where we have to include the whole team. As a leader, learning to effectively include, engage, and use other members of your team is an important skill. Leaders want to look at their team and see how to best involve and use the skills of every person, not just a few friends or the strongest individuals. Leaders also want to understand the needs and goals of each individual person and how all the members of the team can help each team member achieve their individual goals. In Module 1, we learned that a good leader shows no favorites and that a team works best when everyone shares tasks. In this module, we have learned that team members are interdependent and that teams succeed when they have good team climate, which is like good patrol spirit. Now we will learn how to involve the whole team by valuing each person's talents, abilities, and using them fully. So now we come to our first game. We call this the rock game. At this point, your senior patrol leader or scoutmaster should distribute one rock to each participant. Ideally, use rocks with some character and personality. Do this somewhat solemnly to make it more of a gag. Next, each scout must look at the rock and get to know it and its positive features. Give the scouts a minute to get to know their rock. The point here is to get each scout to look at the rock and identify distinctive features like spots, dents, and bulges that potentially make that rock unique and special. Each scout must give their rock a name and introduce their rock to the group, pointing out its special size, shape, and other characteristics. Once all the rocks have been introduced, put them all in a bag or in a box and mix them up. Return a rock randomly to each person, then have everyone try to find their original rock. I'm going to now give you a couple minutes. You may pause the video and complete this activity. At this point, you should have finished the rock game. So now, we all know that everyone is unique and how good leaders know and appreciate the special qualities and abilities of all members in the group. I'm going to ask some open-ended questions for you to reflect on. First of all, did everybody get their original rock back? Second of all, how difficult was it? What do you think this activity was all about? What happened in the game? Every rock was alike in some ways. What ways are we like each other? How do these similarities help us get things done? How could they get in the way? Every rock was different in some ways. What about differences? How are we different from one another? How can differences strengthen the group as a whole? When can differences prevent a group from reaching its goal? If a leader keeps going to the same people, friends, or experienced scouts to get things done, what can be lost? How could we find out about the special qualities and abilities of each member of our troop? As a leader, you have to consider all of these factors when you're forming your group as a troop and a PLC. It's good to have diversity until everyone argues and we don't get anything good. It's good to have a lot of similarities until everyone's just agreeing and the ideas are bad and not working. As people, we have many similarities. These similarities can help us get many things done in the troop. Like your rocks, each person also has unique traits. These unique differences can be useful assets to the team and to the leader when you're trying to get things done. Everyone has strengths of some sort. Seek out ways to find them. Leaders need to find out about and use these unique strengths and differences for the good of the troop. If a leader keeps going to the same people repeatedly, then the talents of others may be missed. Also, those who are able but less experienced may not get a chance to grow and get enough experience to fully contribute, and may quit because they don't feel validated or valued. Good leaders don't always go to the same person to get things done. They vary the participants and give multiple people chances to learn, grow, and contribute. We all have strengths. Use those people's strengths to your advantage. So now we're going to go back to vision. In Module 1, we discussed the concept of a vision and we discussed the troop's vision. Now that you have nearly completed this course, how will each of you use the leadership skills you have learned to achieve the vision, to make it a reality? Have some discussion about this. Internally, of course. Also, take some time between now and the next troop meeting and prepare a vision for your patrol or your role in the troop if you are not a patrol leader. What goals will you use in order to achieve your visions? Personal or scout-related goals. So now we're going to talk about leadership ethics and values. In Module 1, we learned good leadership techniques and tips. In this section of Module 3, lead a discussion with the Scouts about how they can and should view the concepts in the Scout Oath and Scout Law as Scout leaders. They have been selected to take on leadership roles in the troop. Ask them to consider how the elements of the Scout Oath and Scout Law apply to them now as leaders. These specifics of the section should be tailored to the leadership maturity of the troop. A high-performing troop can approach this section differently than a troop beset by behavioral issues. We're going to use this section to grow and focus the new Scout leadership team towards leading well and setting a goal and example for others. Now we will see how the Scout Oath can guide us as leaders by breaking out each phrase of the Scout Oath individually and discussing it together briefly, with a focus on applying it as a leader in the troop at the end of each phrase as "at a leader" or "in my leadership position." Just as a little reminder, I will repeat for you the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. On my honor as a leader, by giving your word, you are promising to be guided by the ideals of the Scout Oath and Law. More Scouts will now be watching how you act and assessing whether you are a man of honor at all times. A Scout leader can also step up and encourage others to do the honorable and right thing. You will find occasions where you see others doing less than honorable things. Set the example as a good Scout leader and intervene. I will do my best as a leader. Are you serving as best as you can? As a Scout leader, do you cut corners and shrink responsibilities? Or do you stand up, do your best, and lead your team to do its best? Every time, are you setting the example for your team? Are you encouraging others to serve well too? Try hard to live up to the words of the Scout Oath. Measure your achievements against your own high standards and don't be influenced by peer pressure or what other people do. To do my duty as a leader. You now have new and additional duties as a Scout leader. There will be days or times when you'd prefer to not bother doing these duties, or perhaps you'd rather play a game with some other Scouts or relax and do nothing with the others. The other Scouts will know what kind of leader you are by whether you do or do not step up and do your duty, even when you'd rather not. To God and my country as a leader. Your family and religious leaders teach you about God and the ways you can serve. You do your duty to God by following the wisdom of those teachings every day and by respecting and defending the rights of others to practice their own beliefs. You do your duty to your country by helping keep the United States a strong and fair nation. We begin by following the laws, like obeying the traffic laws as you learn to drive. When you work to improve your community and your home, you are serving your country. Natural resources are another important part of America's heritage, worthy of your efforts to understand, protect, and use wisely. And to obey the Scout Law as a leader. The 12 points of the Scout Law are guidelines that will help you to do the right thing throughout your life and right now while you're a Scout leader. The Scouts you are leading will watch whether you are living and acting according to the Scout Law and whether you are leading your fellow Scouts to do the same. When you obey the Scout Law, other people will respect you, and they will also respect you for the way you live, and you will respect yourself. To help others at all times as a leader. There are many people who need you. Are you helping others on your team and in other patrols? Are you helping the leaders above you, below you? Are you helping the Scoutmaster and Senior Patrol Leader run the troop, or are you being less than helpful? Is your patrol helping the Senior Patrol Leader assist the Senior Patrol Leader, quartermaster or adult leaders when there are things that need to get done for the troop. By helping out whenever possible, you are doing your part to improve your troop and your community. To keep myself physically strong as a leader. Take care of your body so it will serve you well for an entire lifetime. Are you in good enough shape to participate and lead? Could you do better? Are you encouraging those in your patrol to participate in activities and to develop nutritious patrol meals on outings? Are you setting the example? Are you eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly to build strength and endurance? Do you wear your uniform correctly? Is your uniform shirt buttoned and tucked in at all times? Are you setting the example in your uniform? Are you avoiding doing harmful drugs, alcohol, tobacco, or anything else that can harm your health? To keep myself physically strong. You might not be there right now, but get there, or at least work to get there. And that will be good enough and will surpass you. You don't want your body to fall apart while you're trying to lead a group, or you're just living your life. Mentally awake as a leader. Are you developing your mind and body? Be curious about everything around you and work hard to make the most of your abilities. Are you learning about your scout leadership position? Is there more you can learn? Is there more you can try to do in your leadership role? Are you encouraging your team to grow and develop? And morally straight as a leader. Are you honest and open leader? Are you treating everyone fairly and ensuring that other scouts are doing the same? Are you letting others bully and harass some scouts? Are you letting or leading other scouts to behave poorly? To be a person of strong character, your relationships with others should be honest and open. Respect and defend the rights of all people. Be clean in your speech, actions, and body, and remain faithful in your religious beliefs. The values you practice as a scout will help you shape a life of virtue and self-reliance. When scouts are out in the community, each scout is representing all of scouting at that time and place. Each scout is representing every scout who's ever joined and helping parents decide positively or negatively whether they should encourage their child to join scouting. Whether in a public campsite, hiking in the woods, at a restaurant, or stopped at a gas station or restaurant, each of us represents all of scouting and the people who see us. To the public, we are scouting. So here's some things to think about, in uniform or not. Are we showing the best side of scouting? Do we act like good scouts? Are we helpful and friendly? Are others seeing us bullying or being rough with each other? Are we treating nature respectfully, or are we damaging or taking something? Are we treating the property of others with respect? Are we obeying the rules? Are we behaving safely? Are we showing the ethics and values of the scouting program? As leaders, we can and should ensure that the scouts around us are showing the best side of scouting at all times. Oh. We are nearly done. So, with your senior patrol leader and scoutmaster, I'm going to give you another chance for an activity. Come up with some common scenarios and leadership challenges. Each scenario will have a best good answer, but will have multiple good solutions. And it will depend on the scouts and their leadership styles in your troop. Talk about 3 or 4 of these challenges and ask all of the scouts for suggested solutions. And if they don't give ones, suggest your own solutions and discuss why it may be a good one. I will let you pause the video here, and I will let you get to it. Okay, so you have talked about your leadership solutions and what you would do ethically. Now, I want you to take what you learned from that and apply it to not only your scouting, but your everyday life and other activities. So now we are in the final section of Module 3 and at the end of your ILST training. This is the wrap-up for Introduction to Leadership Skills for Troops course. Remember those cookies that were set out like 45 minutes ago? Half an hour to 45 minutes ago? Thanks for playing the game. Your senior patrol leader and scoutmaster set out enough cookies for everyone to have 2, and they set out a few extras, and they had the number for that amount. Each person was to take 2 cookies, no more, and hopefully no less. Is that what happened? There should be about, however, there should be a few left. That'll be determined by your senior patrol leader. They can just say it now. Or whoever is in charge, they can say it now. So, there were really 2 roads that this could have led. If there were, say, 30 cookies and 14 scouts and 28 cookies got taken, that's a successful run. You did well. You didn't take more than you needed and you didn't take less, or maybe you did take less and somebody took more, but overall, the change was none. We had a successful run, and that's something that we have to apply in leadership. I won't make you guys call out yourselves who took more than 2 pieces. I would like to point out, however, that the true values of the Scout Oath Law, most religions, and just basic moral philosophy say that you should not have taken more than 2 cookies. Don't feel bad, there's always room to improve yourself. I'd like to thank all of you guys for attending ILST, and I'd like to congratulate you on your new roles or existing roles in the troop. I'd like to remind you and the other adults and senior leaders that there are ways to help them and be successful. I'd like to encourage you to go forward in your new roles and lead scouts in the troop. Everything you learned, Module 1 through 3, can be applied and built upon. I'd highly suggest that you go to NYLT, National Youth Leadership Training, and expand these skills further. It's very important for a troop to function effectively with our leadership. Having a good connection with your religious beliefs, having good moral values, and following the values set in the Scout Oath and Law will help you lead your group, whether you're forming, storming, norming, performing, or dissolving. It's all just a course, and I'd like to thank you guys again for taking this course and showing up. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Please reflect on these skills as you head to Hager Park or wherever your troop has decided to hold your games, and just think about these skills as you try to be a leader. Make sure your group has everyone be a leader at least once. Work with your strengths and differences. Get the most points. Win the pizza and 2 leaders. I mean, I don't know what else you guys are here for, but apply these skills. Okay. Thank you for listening, and I kept this pretty short, so I'm going to hand you back over to your senior patrol leader or scoutmaster. Have a good day.